And I said, I knocked on the door. I said, so when can I cut your yard? Because it's looking pretty shitty, and it was. Like, it was a forest out there. And she said, you can cut it right now. And I said, bet. Let's get it. Let's get this yard done. So, I got out my dusty ass lawnmower that was shitty as fuck, by the way. It barely worked. You have to go really, really fast with it, or else it would fucking die down. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, those lawnmowers that were fucking shitty as fuck, like that you had kind of speed because you never knew if it was gonna die, that's the one I had. But anyway, I came with my lawnmower and the weed eater, and I was about to start, and then she was like, hey, why don't you come in for a minute? And I said, why would I do that? She's like, well, it's kind of hot, and I just want to give you some lemonade and just have you kind of relax a little bit before you work hard on the yard. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Who can say no to lemonade? Who? And so I was like, okay, let me get some lemonade. Let me talk. I sat down there. I walked in, sat down in the kitchen. She was listening to the Beatles at the time. Beatles were playing loud as shit. Yellow Submarine. Everybody knows that song. It was catchy. I loved it. She had a nice little floral dress on. And I just asked her just straight up, like, I was like, okay, so what, do you have roommates or anything? Like, or is anyone around? And like, what made you come here to this, town, in this university? And, she said that she had no roommates. She was, her degree was for nursing, and she was a sophomore. She said before she lived in the dorms, at the college, but then she saved up money, and then she was able to get a place, here. And to be honest, I'm really fucking impressed. Even at that age, I was like, damn, that's impressive. She is like 20. She's living in this fucking bougie ass neighborhood, because I know the rent or whatever was expensive as shit, because we lived in a 2-story nice house. And if you can live where a bunch of retirees are living, you're doing pretty fucking good. Just saying. So she said that, she's here just for that. And, she just doesn't, she's pretty, antisocial. And I was like, yep, I completely agree. I'm very antisocial. And, yeah, I was like, that's pretty cool. But anyway, she was just like, what do you do? And I'm like, bitch, what do you mean? What do I do? Like, I'm in school, of course. And she's like, well, what kind of like hobbies and shit do you like to do? And I was like, soccer, I like to work out, video games, and I do like anime. Shout out to all my anime fans. Naruto, One Piece. So I told her all the hobbies and things I like to do. And then, she, said, yeah, I like all that shit too. Fucking bullshit. No girl likes anime. Let's be real. I knew she was just fucking lying to me, but I was giggling, butterflies. I was like, okay, well, I like that. Maybe we can watch something sometime. I don't know why the fuck I said that. It just kind of came out. And, she was like, yeah, I would love that. And I was like, well, yeah, I'd like that too. And then, we had that you had that moment, that pause where you're just kind of like, you're just smiling at each other, just looking, like I said, the butterflies going in the background, you blushing. She's just like, I'm feeling you. Yeah, that's what happened. But, I was like, you know what? I gotta go mow your yard. I need to do this. So, cause it's looking pretty bad. I want to help you out. And, she was like, yeah, go ahead. She's like, hope you enjoyed the lemonade, and then maybe you can take a break in an hour or so, and then you can come back. I was like, okay, cool. So, I went back out. It instantly, fucking rose 20 degrees somehow, got even hotter than what it was, and I was only in there for 20 minutes. So I don't know how the fuck that happened. That's Missouri weather for you. Fucking spiked back up. I was fucking dying in an hour. So you better believe I took that break, because I was almost done, but the kid was about to pass out. I needed some more lemonade. I needed some more lemonade. So I went back in, and I was just like, I'm kind of thirsty, and I've been doing pretty good, and I feel like I deserve a little bit of a break. And she was like, yeah, you do. She's like, come on down. And she's like, hey, and this is where the story gets a little juicy. She said, hey, why don't you come in my bedroom? I was like, I was like, why? And she's like, well, I wanted to show you something. She's like, and he's like, what she said? She said, yeah, like, I wanted to show you something, and I know you like anime, so I wanted to show you something that you might like. And I was like, okay. And I went in there. This girl had 1 billion Naruto action figures. And if you don't like anime, it's okay if you don't like anime. But just know that Naruto was it's a really popular anime, right? Even when a kid, I've watched it all the time. She had like so much anime. It was unbelievable. And she was like, yeah, she's like, you can pick out a few because I know you like it, and I think that you should keep them. You better believe I took like 3 of them, but I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's awesome. And then she's just like, yeah, in fact, you did such a good job that I think we should watch a show together. And I was like, okay, that sounds perfect. So she laid down on the bed, and of course I was standing. I did not want to fucking lay down with her. 23-year-old. It was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of cute. She was cute and adorable, but I was like, this is a little weird because she's so fucking old compared to me. So I was just standing, and she turned it on. She's like, come on, just sit with me at least. So I got a chair and put it right next to her bed. And it was awkward, of course, for her. For me, it felt okay. And then she's like, why don't you just lay down? All right. I was like, okay. So I laid down in the bed. She instantly started cuddling up to me. And yeah, it was she started, and then she started inching up closer to my face. And I was like, okay, what's happening here? What's happening? And then she was like, like, I really like this show, and I really like you. She's like, what are you doing, like, after mowing the yard? And I was like, okay, what's happening, huh? I was like, I'm not doing anything. And she's like, well, why don't we make it a little bit interesting? And I was like, okay, what do you mean? And I know all listeners here are like, this guy's fucking an idiot. He fucking had a chance, and he is just blowing it up. He is not smooth with it. But to be fair, I was 13 years old. Come on now. Come on. I told you my background. Stop hating on me. Okay? But she was just like, she was like, yeah, let's do something special. So she turned off the thing. She turned off the episode. I was kind of sad because I was actually enjoying it. She turned the lights off, put some candles on, and let's just say the kid didn't get sex. Told you guys I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 20. We didn't do the deed, but we did do the kissing and the fondling, and let's say the kid got a little happy, and we just made out, an intense makeout session. And then she's about to take off my pants. And then I was like, okay, no, I can't do this because I don't want to. She's just like, okay, that's fair enough. But she's like, I really would like to, she's like, I really would like to sometime because you seem like my type of guy. My type of guy, a 13-year-old. But anyway, we'll do a recap at the end of this episode. So she said, you seem like my type of guy, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe. And I was like, low key, I was like, never. But I was like, maybe. And then, so I was like, thank you for the action figures. Thank you for the lemonade. It was really sweet. I had a good time. And then, I finished up the mowing, and then I waved goodbye to her. And then, went back to sleep. All right. So I didn't go mow her yard for like another month or two. And then when I tried to go back, she was gone. And I was really sad because I kind of liked her. But I was sitting with my parents. I kid you not, I cannot make this shit up. I was sitting with my dad. We were watching TV, right? And lo and behold, on the news channel, who do I see as the person that the little girl that we knew, the 20-year-old, whatever her name was, because I fucking forgot it. She was on the news for having sex with a person that was 15. 2 weeks after I fucking helped her. So yeah, she went to jail, and Dad's like, man, what a fucking shame that person did that. And I was like, yeah, that's really shitty. I feel bad for him. But you know how I really felt? I was pissed. I had the chance. She was bad. You guys all know those when you see those news about teachers, fucking sexy ass teachers that are talking to little kids, and you're like, you know, deep down, like, okay, it's wrong, right? It's illegal. It's very bad, right? But when you were a kid, if you're a guy listener, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a guy listener, when you were a kid and you had that badass teacher that you were just like, oh my God, marry me, like, please. But then, like, you found out later on she was having sex with the ugliest fucking kids. And I'm not saying I'm fucking ugly, and I'm not saying I'm fucking handsome, but I'm just saying I'm decent. So when you see that shit, you're like, how the fuck did you want to have sex with that person? Like, what's going on? The guy has a fucking big ass nose like Squidward. He's fucking ashy as fuck. He has acne all over his face. But then they're like, I see something in him. What the fuck? Why? But anyway, yeah. So like I said, it's all on news, and I was just like, wow. That's fucking remarkable that I had the opportunity and I blew it. But to be fair, I'm kind of glad that I didn't do it, but also I'm kind of salty, I could have added that to my book as some type of crazy memory that actually happened to me. But hey, making out with a 20-year-old in college, okay, like, that's not that bad, you know? And it's a good thing to kind of reflect upon. It's like, you know, the kid had class, he had game, even as a 13-year-old that had fucking no social skills whatsoever. Like, that's not bad, right? That's not bad at all. But but honestly, this story was another romantic one, right? But it was a little bit different, and I just want you guys, you know, honestly. Oh, before I kind of like get to the end of the show, I wanted to shout out or put a shout out that I have a fucking Facebook and Gmail for all you listeners out there that want to get involved. And I have a system set in place that if you want to reach out, and we could do like an actual live, like a live podcast or a live recording of me and you, the listener. You tell me your story and we kind of go back and forth and talk about it. That would be great. So my Facebook is random stories forever, at random stories forever. And then my Gmail is basically the same shit as randomstoriesforever@gmail.com. Both of those things you can reach out to me, and then we can talk about, you know, setting up something where you can get your story out there too. And I will let you talk, and we can, like I said, we can discuss about what